Okay, going live. I have a little bit of new hardware to test out today, so hopefully my voice is going to be coming through. Yeah, we're going to try doing this live streamy thing. This live streamy thing where I do some npm run dev. I'm not sure how much I love this. This cable is like, kind of needs to go, like, I can hear it every time I move. Ugh. Bad design. That might be a little bit better. Okay. Cool. So we've got that. We are working on an application that does like localhost. No, localhost 3000. There we go. And it is, for the most part, kind of a basic CRUD application, as in not that it's a piece of CRUD, but we are doing CRUD work. So I've got create, read, update, delete. I've got some search for am, and I get amrack, great. And then I can go to create some stuff, I'm gonna add a pet. We're gonna call it meow, how do you spell meow? Meow, no, meowser. And I actually don't really love this email thing that I've got set up. So let's look at our code and also see what my schema is looking like. Right now I'm just dealing with users, with emails and names, and I think that, I guess that's fine. We don't have a created at time. That's also fine. All right, emails and names, that's what I have to deal with. Let's go meowser at meow.com. And let's add another one. Let's add chirpy. Let's say chirp at twerp. Okay, and right now we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pets. I gotta create a few more still before we can start doing some interesting stuff. Let's do whiskers. And then we'll put that at rat. Are great at yep.io. Okay, so we have some animals that make let's see, what are some other animals that I can think of? Add maybe one more. Let's add 2 animals with the same name. So I'm going to create this other one whose name is A and whose email is merp@derp.co. Cool. That should give us some data to work with. So what we're looking at right now is everything is being returned in chronological order. And what we actually probably want, first of all, is we want that data to come back in reverse chronological order. So by returning in reverse chronological order, we'll essentially see the most recent pet that we've added first. So let's go to our code, which lives somewhere in app. We'll go to our routes. We'll go to the index route, because that's where we are listing things. And here we need to have some default parameters for sorting. So let's look at sorting. How do we sort? I don't think I need that anymore. How do we actually sort? So in my loader, this is where I'm going to pull stuff, and I basically want to add some things for sorting. So we've got our query, which is the data coming in, and then we've got our database parameters, which is what we're passing to the search here. And then, what do I need? Oh, I've got controls here. That's cool. I wonder what this control does. Doesn't seem to do anything. All right. Okay, so we've got some parameters and I need to add something. Well, first I probably want to make this optimization here. We have two different queries that we're waiting on, and essentially this object is being built where it's waiting for this one first and then waiting for this one. And these two promises do not depend on each other, so what we're going to do is pull items and count into promise.all, so we can run this data at the same time in parallel. Equals await promise.all, and then that is going to accept an array. And oops, we'll do that. We'll close that. And then instead of here, get rid of all of this, copy that and put it there. Cool. That is a faster query because we are doing these in parallel, so that's good. Okay, let's make some space there. And the next thing I want to do is actually modify the sort order. So I'm currently, let's see, where is that going to happen? Params.where. So params here, I think, is going to need something else. Order by. That's what I want. Cursor distinct include and order by. So I'm going to pull up Prisma and see what we've got. Prisma.io. And let's go to the docs. Let's search the API reference. Let's search at the Prisma client API and to find many. I think that's what I'm using here somewhere. Yeah, find many. Cool. So I want to take a look at order by. Let's do order the returned list by any property. Specifies the position for the list. The value typically specifies an ID or another unique value. Select include specifies which relation should be eagerly loaded on the returned object. Interesting. Include posts. So relation queries. Okay, this is interesting. Key feature of Prisma's client is the ability to query relations between two or more models. Nested reads, nested writes. Okay. I kind of want to look into that, but that's going to be a little bit of a rabbit hole. So let's just go. What I want to figure out is this order by. So let's see. Order by user, order by input. Is there an example? Okay, so we can put order by and the direction. That's cool. Sort list and records, see also sorting. Order by email ascending. So it looks like it's just going to take, whoa, relevance. Okay, that's not going to be available for me. Okay, so order by can also be an array. That's good. Sorts users by 2 fields. First the email, then the role. Great, that's what we're going to get to later. Okay. I think I've got what I need to figure this part out, because I want to do an order by, and then this is going to give me the option to do this. I could also do an array, right? In case I would have, yeah, cool. We'll start with an object. We're going to order by the name first, and then that has to be either ascending or descending. So let's put the name ascending. Right now it's currently sorting by ID. So if I reload, we are getting ordered by name ascending, but it's not case sensitive. So that'll be interesting. Can I do... Filtering, where that includes that. Filter conditions, combining operators, filter on relationships. Whoa, filter on relationships. I should probably see. Is my volume even working? I don't think my volume's even working. Audio input is, oh, that's better. I think. Is it working? Yes, it's working. Great. Okay, so next thing's next. Filtering on scalar lists or arrays. Case insensitive filtering. This is almost what I want, not quite. Default values, default. Case insensitive filtering. Choose case insensitive filtering. Add the mode property to a particular filter and specify insensitive. That's fine. Sorting. Okay. Order by role and name. Cool. Sort by relationships. My chiptunes hit different today. Yeah, I'm not using chiptunes because, in case you didn't notice, I've got a little bit of a different setup going on in here. So, because I'm using these, means I'm using this, means I'm not using this, which means what? Oh, if I turn music on, it's going to come through here, and it's not going to get picked up by here. So I'm doing something else, which puts the music into the stream for me, something like that. So we're just going to try this out. But I need to, well, I would like some case insensitive sorting. Can I perform case insensitive sorting? There it is. Okay. Here's an example. Suggested solution. Influences design. Okay. Hello. Well, all right. Well, we want to get into sorting. It looks like it looks like potentially the sorting is going to be a little bit off. So anyway, we got sorting sort of working. It is case sensitive, but we can see that the uppercase ones are sorted and then the lowercase ones are sorted in ascending direction. And if we change the sort to descending, we can see that it's now in descending order with the highest number or the latest number in the alphabet first, and also lowercase before uppercase. So that's cool. Now let's figure out how do we want to actually communicate that information on a request. For example, right now we want to sort maybe by ID in descending order, and that way, this way we see the most recent animal that we've added first. But we may want to add the option to sort by a different field. So I'm going to pull that information from the query once again, and we have to decide how we're going to structure that request. So we can say, hey, I want to maybe like sort by, and then I'm going to pass the field that I want to sort by. So in this case, we're going to say name. But we also, let's just say we want to sort by name. That doesn't tell anything to the backend because the backend isn't checking for it. So we need to look for that. And we're going to say, what are we going to say? I'm going to take this part out of my query, and I'm going to say if the search params dot as, and we want to pass in a name. If it has the name, if it has sort by, then we know we were modifying the sort field. So I want to say something like params order by is going to equal something like this. I think we can actually have that be the default. So copy that. And let's say if it's not defined, we'll just leave it here like this. Order by is going to be this thing. Cool. And if we have a sort by, then we're going to set the search params or the order by to be, let's see, const sort by is going to equal that, and we're going to say order by at whatever the sort by key is, and then this needs to be either ascending or descending. So we'll just leave it at ascending for now. And this way we can say, hey, if a user is going to pass in a sort by feature, then we'll just like pass that to the sort by thing. So cannot read properties, getting trim, invalid location. Argument order by of type. Okay. This is not going to work because we are adding a new key. We actually have to set this to order by equals, and then that has to be an object. with the dynamic property of whatever the sort by key is. Okay, cool. We've got that. Great. Okay, we've got this. So now we are sorting by name. And if we remove the sort by attribute, we sort by ID. If we go back, we have the sort by equals name. Great. Now the other thing that I need to do is, what if I want to support ascending or descending order? Then this gets kind of tricky because you could do something like and order equals descending, something like that. And then we could pick the order out of there. But that's probably not what I want to do, because eventually, well, the next thing we're going to try and get to is what if we want to sort by multiple features? So these two that have the same name, we probably want to sort by the name and then the ID. And to do that, we can do like compound sorting. So I'm not going to put the order here because then we'd be like, well, I don't know. How do you associate that this is descending and the other one is ascending? It gets tricky. So the convention that I am going to follow is using semicolons to separate. So right now we have sort by equals name, and I'm going to see if I can grab the order as well. So sort by equals that. And I think what I want it to actually be is if we have a string of AS or name, then I split on that, split on a semicolon. I should get an array with just name in it. And if I have name with semicolon of descending, I should get 2 values. So the first value in that array is always going to be name. So we're going to do sort by that, trim, and split. Oops, why do I keep spelling SQLite? Split on the semicolon. Which means we can turn this into an array to pull out that key. And then we can get the, what can we get? We can get the direction. And then the sort by is going to either be the direction or default to ascending order, which means I can reload this and I can get sort by name descending, I can get sort by name ascending, and if I don't pass anything, I should remain at ascending, which we can test by doing descending, cool, or go back to just name and it's ascending. Great. Hopefully that is helpful. This is just a way of handling more complex sorting. Now, what happens if I want to sort once again by the ID? So let me see if I can modify this so we can actually see what the ID looks like. So we're going to put the doggo name and then the doggo ID. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. So now looking at this, we see that we have 8 and 14, and what we want to do is we want to put them in order, but if we have 2 that have the same name, we want to put the most recent one on top. So that means we need multiple sorting. So I'm going to do another one where I say and sort by equals ID. What happens here? I have no idea. I guess it's going to get the name first. So back in our code, I'm going to do the ID. I want to do descending order. ID is that, and we're going to do descending, please. Sort by name and sort by ID. And I think that this is kind of tricky because Once you get into this sorting, it gets the order in which you apply logic matters. If we sort by name first, then we'll get these two that have the matching name, and then we want to sort these two by ID. If we sort by ID first, we'll get none of them that actually have a matching ID, so the sort by name won't actually matter. So let's see what we've got here. Let's come up here to the query parameters or the search parameters, and let's say console log. What do I want to do? For const, key of search params, console log, and then this is actually going to be, let's do p. That should tell me something here. Okay, so we've got sort by name and sort by ID. So we have two values. And this is interesting because now if I say console log the query, I believe those will actually be put down into, yeah, just sort by ID descending. The latter one wins. Okay. This part gets so complicated, or this stuff is so complicated, but once you solve it once and have essentially a pattern to work with, you can build like an abstraction layer that says, hey, give me all of the database query parameters based on the request query. And as long as all the requests in your API follow the same naming conventions, you can get all the information you need. So what I want to do is work with the search params object and say console log key, that's going to be the key value pair, right? Because we have this sort by and sort by. What I want to actually log is what happens if I hit that sort by attribute. Then it's going to just get me the name. So it's just going to get me the first entry. So what I want is get all sort by. And in the event of multiple, it's going to get me an array. And in the event of just a single one, it's going to get me still an array with a single item. So get all is what I want. Go back. So if search params has that, then what we want to do is we want to work with order by, and order by can, it's okay if order by is always an array, because it can be an array with a single item. So that's what we want to do, is we want to loop through search params get all sort by. Cool, making progress. We are going to say if search params has sort by, then we'll just loop over this. For const key what do I get in get all? I get the values. Okay. Not the key. We have the key. The key is sort by. For const sort by, yeah, we'll get that key of that. And then looping through all of these, we're going to kind of do the same thing. But I can actually do this as a map if I want to. We'll do this. Order by equals, it's an empty object. And then we're going to say sort by and sort direction equals, we don't need this anymore. This is going to be the key.trim split. We sort by, okay, here's what we've got. Order by at sort by to equal the direction or ascending. I think I've got this. I think that's it. Let's see if we got this first try. Application error. Awesome. Definitely did not get it first try. Where's my error? Order by name ascending, order by ID descending. That is what I want. Argument of order by typed needs exactly one argument, and it's because this should not be an object. This should be an array. And so what we need to do is order by dot push. Let's actually undo a bunch of that work because I need to push this. I need to push that, which means I can undo all of this, close that up. There we go. We've got my sort by key. This is the search string. I don't know. Yeah. Do the query param. Sure. Query string. Good enough. Okay. Reload. Looks like I think we've got it. So now we actually got it first try. So now I can sort by the name and sort by the ID. And we can say, I want this to be in ascending order. So we see that just these two swap. And the order actually matters such that if I put the ID first and then the name, we can actually change the entire order. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Let's see if we can hook that up to the front end as well. So let's go to... I guess we need to go down here. And we can say... I've got my form here. I need another input. So in this case, I need an input for... Ooh. This is going to be tricky because every input that I add is going to send a different query parameter to that to my search, but I don't necessarily want a whole bunch of inputs. Like, what I mean is I have 4 bits of data here, one for the sort by, one for the direction, another for the sort by, and another for the direction. Okay, well, let's start with the sort by, right? So we're going to say the ID here is going to be sort by, and we're going to say what do I want? How am I going to do this? I have no idea how to do this, actually. So I know how to do this with JavaScript, and I'm trying to build this in a way that will work with JavaScript and just HTML. And I'm trying to do it in a way that is also dynamic enough that the same functionality can work without having to write like very specific handlers for this function to say, hey, I don't know, I'm expecting the front end to have like a very specific UI pattern. So well, let's start with this, right? We're going to put the name of sort by here and here. And this one, the default value, I think I'm just going to get rid of the default value here. And I'm going to give both of these I'm just going to give both of these a type of checkbox for now. Type equals checkbox. And then both of them, they also both need a value. Value is going to be, one of them is going to be ID, and one of them is going to be ID, and one of them is going to be name. And I think even the order matters here. Ugh. Sort by label is sort by name, and this is sort by ID. Okay, let's look at what we've got. We have the checkboxes in the order that I don't really care for. And in fact, I want to modify this even more. So I want to open up the input component because I basically want to do a check if the type here is checkbox. We'll move the label after. So I'm going to say type. Do I have the type? I don't. I have ATT. let's get the type here. So we're going to say const type equals attrs dot type, and if it's defined, then we'll say dot type or text. This is just, this is not the way to do it. This is just going to be easier if I say that there's a type which equals text. Cool. I've assigned a value, but it's never used. Cool. And then we'll go down here and we'll say if the type equals box, type does not equal checkbox. No. The type equals checkbox, we will. Alright. Type does not equal checkbox, and show that thing. And then we'll do the same thing and put it down here, but this time we'll say the type does equal checkbox, and we'll put the label. Cool. Did not get that quite right. Form field on change, that's fine. Why am I not getting that? Because I don't have the type on here. So we've got the input, we've got the name, and then we've got the type equals type. Cool. Got my checkboxes in the right place. These aren't working because they share the same ID, I think. ID equals sort by, yep, and ID here. This is, ID is sort by name, and this is sort by ID. What? Cool. So far, so good. All right, so if I submit this, we will get search is empty and sort by equals ID. And if I go sort by name, we do get the sort by name. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, we've got the value. This actually needs to be default value. And this needs to be default value of ID. Cool. I also need to mark if it's checked or not. So if it's checked, all right, what is my query looking like? We've got sort by is name. So what if I do both, sort by name and ID? Then we get sort by ID, which is not good. So my query is not working quite as expected. That's because object.fromEntries, searchparam.entries is not going to do what I want. So we're going to say query is an object, and then for what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? For const item of search params, we're going to say, I think this is actually going to be the key, and this needs to say console log key. See where we are. I've got search, I've got sort by, I've got sort by. So this is actually the key and value. And we're going to say query if there is not query at the key. Now we're just going to say if the query at the key has already been defined, or it's not undefined, This is getting quite complicated, but that's okay. If the query object is defined, then undefined and array and not. Okay. Modify this. If it's not defined, if query at key is undefined, then what we want to do is set query at key equal the value, and then continue. Otherwise, if array dot is array query at key, if it's an array already, then we're going to say query at key dot push the value, and then continue. And otherwise we can say query at key equals an array containing query at key comma value. So this way we essentially, if it's previously defined, we convert it into an array, and if it was already an array, let's see what we've got. And then this should console log my query. I should see an array, hopefully. Yes, I do. Sort by is an array with the name and the ID, and the search is just a value. Cool. I've got my query, and then we want to do now I've got that stuff in my query, and I want to say if, right, I want to check if this is checked. So this input checked, set that to true. So we can see that when this reloads, it's previously checked by doing that. So we're actually going to turn this into some logic and say this is only going to be checked if query.sortBy.includes name. And we know that it does, so it should be checked. We actually know that it includes name and ID, so we can do this. Say check includes ID, which means the second one should be checked. Cool, it is. We can remove that. Okay, I guess I need to add an input event. Right, that should be not default checked. Yo, what's up, Stony? I look cute today. Yeah, you like this? I got this from work, which is handy because it means, I don't know, the mic is not as good as my other mic, but I'm trying it out, so we'll see. We are doing some complex stuff here. Where we've got default checked. Okay, cool. If I hit search, that should remove it. Sort by should only be ID. Turn ID off. Sort by name. Cool. And then I'm having a challenge here, and you're actually going to hate me for this, probably. You probably already do, but that's okay. The challenge that I'm having is I essentially want this API or design to be flexible enough that it can work on any number of forms, so it doesn't have to be bespoke to this form. And I want it to be able to work without JavaScript. Meaning, right now, everything by design, not by choice. Yeah. So the part that I've got figured out is supporting sort by on multiple things, right? We can do a search, we can pass sort by name, and then we can append sort by ID. So we've got two things. Now it becomes a challenge when we also want to add multiple order by. And the solution that I have is working on the back end is we can sort by name and then make the direction descending in the query. And oh my gosh, it doesn't actually work because of that. Because it's not going to include. That's annoying. That is something we can solve anyway. Don't worry about that. But we can see that the list is sorting correctly. So we can say the order is descending, the order is ascending, and the list moves appropriately. And then we can also say that because these two have the same name, we want to change the sort order of these two. So we can see that ID can be ascending by default or descending, and it changes those two. Great. Now the only problem is if I want to support this API where I'm passing the column and then the direction, passing the column and the direction in the same thing with a colon separating them, how do I get my HTML to pass that information? So I'm trying to, I don't know if I can do this with a single input, because essentially for every query parameter that I have here, that corresponds to a single input. However, we're not passing a single value, we're technically passing two values. You would first make a clear distinction between column and direction. So instead of having column and direction in one, you would separate them. Sort by and sort direction. Yeah, okay, so then you would say something like and sort direction equals whatever, descending, right? But then this sort direction has to be associated with, there's two sort by columns, right? We're supporting multiple sort bys and multiple directions. That is the goal today. This is the most complex I've seen a sorting and filtering thing get. So I want to be able to make a solution that can support that, right? I don't want to paint myself into a corner and not have something that's going to work. Again, we are over-engineering applications for my dog. So let's see how well we can do this, where we can support sorting and filtering by multiple columns. So if I'm going to have sort direction descending, I feel like then over here I'd still have to say that like sort direction is, I have to somehow identify which column that is associated with. Just need to make a comma separated array. Yeah, okay. Yes. No, as far as it working, like the actual sorting working, that's working fine. We have a comma separated array here, where we have the sort by and the direction pulling from the query string parameters. That's fine. The problem is, how do I get HTML to communicate this? So let me think about this for a moment in my thinking position. You do sort, and column A equals ascending, comma, column B descending. Yes, so that would be one. I don't think I can do that, because the way that you're showing it requires JavaScript, and I'm trying to do this to support a no JavaScript environment, which I know you just love, but that's what I'm doing. So right now, all of these query string parameters are communicated through HTML. If I hit search, because of how the inputs are set up and what the HTML input names are, they're going to construct this search string. So I want to accomplish that with just HTML, which would require multiple inputs, I'm sure. I think I've got it. I think I'm gonna try something. So let me try something with some state. I like to make this complex. I do like to make this complex, but this is like the essence of progressive enhancement. I want it to work without JavaScript if possible. And I think that this is possible. I can't put them in an array in my input elements because an array would require JavaScript. I know, it's bananas, but it needs to work. Laravel uses that too. Really? No, it's literally ID or name that is an array instead of a regular string. Okay, so in the name or in the value, still a string, but comes back as an array on the back end. Yeah, but here I have it as an array, right? Like my sort by here is an array, which this data is being brought from the back end. You gotta look it up. One moment. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I feel like this is close. Oh. Property undefined. Cool. Okay, that's working. Okay, so let's see. Input type file name. Yeah, image at so the name. Okay. This comes back as an array on the back end. An array with a single item in it, right? So, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So you would have instead of this, let's comment these out. And we're going to do essentially something like this. We'll get rid of you. So the value of image 0 is the image source. Yes. So you would have instead, well, I guess you would keep sort by equals the same. And then, no, the name would change. So this is sort by at 0, and this is sort by at 1. Something like that. So if I click that, we would get sort by, and then that would convert it to an array, or not really an array. But then I would have sort by separate that. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, I need to think about this. But it's Friday, so, you know, can also relax. I do love my little headphones, though. The little cat ears. They're pretty great. And the green side thing. I feel like I was really close in figuring this out. I don't think I need that. All right, some code sandbox then. No, codebox. Codebox. What is this? How to post array from HTML to PHP. Okay, not a 0, right. Favorites type equals text. Oh, this was Ajax. Yeah, I mean, I have the array figured out though. Like, if we go back to what I had. Raw form data comes in that form. So look, sorry. No, what? Oh yeah, name and ID, search. So you can see that my sort by, I'm able to get it as an array. So I guess I could do the direction. Yeah, I mean, the fancy magic. So this is how the platform works, is you can send a search string with the same key defined in multiple times. And when you get that as a query string or a search parameters, you can loop over that. So I can say something like console log search params dot entries, I think. And what we get is an iterator with search is A, sort by his name, sort by his ID as well. So maybe that's not actually what I want. No, that's not what I want. I essentially want to, I can loop over each of those and log that's not what I want. Actually, that is kind of what I want. I'm gonna grab that, and we can essentially loop over each of these and log the thing. If I log that thing and I see, I do, well, I guess it's not technically an array. It's, yeah, key value pairs. But then what I'm doing is I'm constructing a query that essentially creates an array for me if the keys match. So in the end, what I get back is the search is set to just the value of A. Sort by is set to an array with the value of name and ID because those are included in here. We've got name and we've got ID. And then per page and page are just the default. So I have I think what you're suggesting is that we also include like a query string for the sort direction and then have that correspond so that you can have like ascending and then you can say sort direction is going to be like descending, right? So then we would have sort direction of ascending and descending, which would correspond to name and ID respectively. I don't have the direction option yet, no. The problem with this approach is then I'm basically just, like here I'm sending name and ID, which corresponds to the values. But then sending like ascending and descending as values is like, there's no it's just not intuitive. Yes, this would work, the problem is then I would say, I don't know, how do I associate that this input, so this is going to be, instead of sort by, this is like sort direction, right? And then this is sort dir name. And then so if you change that to an arrayed name, where like the name here is like what, name ascending, something like that. This type is going to be a select, I think. Sort. Okay. I see what you're saying. You change 0 for whatever. So what if instead of sort by, this was like sort by name, and then the default value was like ascending or descending or something like that. I don't know. And you can change 0 for whatever. So I think you're saying that the name here should be, first option is your first sorter that has both options and fallback, and the same for sort 2. I'm sorry, but that last comment made no sense to me. Let's see. This is sort like direction, right? Something like that. And give me one moment while I just sort of fix this up really quick. So I want to make this a type of select, and I want to not have that. I want to have, sure, default value is fine. I want to pass in options. Options is going to be an array of, I don't know, 1 and 2, sure. So I want to extend my input component here to say, there's my input, there's my labels, and I'm going to say, oop. If type equals select, and it's too bad there's not a good way to do if and else. I do have 2 sort columns. Do some edge case work here. I do some edge case work here, but this is like if I just wanted to build it on a just like an HTML only website, you know, like this should be table stakes. Okay, so we're gonna say that this is a select, and inside of here we're gonna say this is the option. And we're going to say this is options, I need to pass the ID there, the name, and the attributes. Cool. And then we're gonna say options dot map. That's going to return something like that. Cool. And this is going to be value. We're going to say that that's the value, and then that's inside of there. Now I have selects. Type does not equal checkbox. Cool. Here, if the type does not equal select, something like that. So now we should have a select box in here somewhere. There it is. Cool. Change it until you think you can easily parse it. Right. So just test it with the arrayed name and dump what comes back. All right, give me one moment. I'm gonna say key equals the option. So this is going to have to change at some point because I want to be able to support more complex options, but we're slowly building out a pretty fancy input component, the kind that I have in view that I like. Okay, so you're saying like this arrayed input, this arrayed name should have something, right? I know. Well, yeah, so I was trying to explain to Koten earlier that I want to give these a try and see how this feels for the change in streaming. But because I have to listen to my music, or because I'm wearing these, I have to listen to my music through here, which means it's not going to come out of my speakers, which means it's not going to be playing into there. So I had to come up with a different input source for my music that doesn't use what I was using before. So I don't have access to my 8-bit. This is okay though. Like, it's all right. It's kind of lo-fi stuff. I can maybe change it to something else too. About chill pop. I'm finally doing it how I'm supposed to. Yeah, this is not working for me. Let's try hip hop. All right, this will work. Okay, we're getting close. I mean, this is probably going to be the most complicated thing that I have to do with the whole database stuff. So if I can get this figured out, we're looking good. And so what you're saying is, if I send something with an array, right? What does that look like on the back end? So if we come back up here and we do this thing that we kind of had before, right? Where we loop over what we're going to get. We're going to call this thing, and then we're just going to like console log, what the heck is this thing? So the array is called sort, and then each sort option has a column and a direction. Okay, so you get sort 0 column and sort 0 direction. So it's like an object, and the object specifies the column. Like column is... Oh. So, I mean, what you had sent earlier, right? Where's that link? Burp. What's this thing? Burp, burp, burp. Where I can have name is this as an array. Post an array from HTML. Thing is, I don't feel like I even really need to do this because an array, that's not what I want. I don't know, Stony. I think what we want is the name to be something like sort, right? And then you could even have like dot. Sort dot name. Or any sort of delineator. I'm going to go with colon. Sort that name. And then this could be like ascending, ascending or descending, right? Such that when I change the sort direction for the name, we're gonna have that be like descending. Which means sort colon name equals descending. I think this may be the way I want to do it. I'm going to change this to sort by. I think this is what I'm going to do. Because now I've got, let me submit this. Submit that. So then we've got on the back end, you're using a string as your index, so that's never going to work. I don't understand what you mean. I'm using a string as my index, so that's never going to work. Like this, where is it? So I've got sort by, and then I've got the name, and then I've got the sort by name. I want to set it to ascending, right? So then I can just check for any, what is it? I can go here. And then I will have the key. And I want it to actually be an object. I changed it as you were typing. Sorry. Those options are valid. The colon way requires less parsing but has limited outcomes. Well, maybe I just never, can you just send me like an example of the code, the input? with the name attribute, because what you keep on describing, I'm not getting it. But what we've got is, this may work. So now I've got the search is that, the sort by is going to be name. I'm going to have a second sort by. And then here I've got an order by, so here I'm getting the keys and the values. I think I've got something here. Got sort by. This isn't quite going to work for me. Or maybe it will. I think I have a solution. So I've got the sort by, and then I can say, I can get the direction here. So I've got the sort by. I don't have the direction because I'm no longer going to have that. Sort by is going to be that, right? Let's just leave that as ascending. When you set the name to a value that includes 0, aka an index, it means that you can use that to combine them into an array. Like I said, Laravel does this by default. You need to parse it the way they do. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. I'm just kidding. So what I'm going to do is, you're telling me, let's just look at this one real quick. Just copy that down there. That I would say the value is ID and then I would put something here. I don't know. But I've got something. Give me one moment. So I had this, let's see, sort by, No, just the name. That was just the name. Oh, just the name, that was the value. So you're saying name is sort by at 0. Just go with colon and split on the colon. That's what I'm doing. So I'm putting the sort by, grabbing that. I no longer need to trim on that. That's my sort by key. And then my direction is going to say if search params that has sort by this is not going to be a great way of doing this, I don't think. Instead of sort by, let's say sort direction and then colon, and then we'll say if the key is going to be in there, so key sort by, it has that, then we can say let direction equal ASC, put the direction in here, and then here, if we have it, we are going to set it to that. And equals sort direction it, please. I think that should work. Too complex to get into for now, I guess. Yeah, it's a pretty complicated thing. But now what I'm trying to see, if we have sort by set to name, and then we have sort by name equals ascending, we should get the ascending order. If we have sort by name descending, we didn't quite get it right. Sort by name is descending. And let's see what we've got down at the end. Console log params. Verify what I've got so far. Say name ascending, ID ascending. Ah, that's because this needs to be sort direction. Cool. Sort direction for the name should be descending. Did that change? Sort direction name ascending. It does change. We got it working. Now the complex part. If that wasn't the complex part, what is? So now we need to figure out setting sort by. This should be sort direction name, ascending or descending. This should be sort direction ID. Default value should be, I don't know, ascending, I guess. Cool. I think I've got it working so far. And that was super complicated, but the good news is that this works with or without JavaScript. We've got sort by ID. So sort by name ascending is fine. Sort by ID descending. Let's hope this works. It does work. Ascending please. Search. Yep, there we go. Descending, search, and that's working. Which means, let's say we don't even want to sort by name and we search. Cool, now we're sorting by ID and we're changing the sort direction of the ID descending, and that works. Awesome. Cool. And that works just with query string parameters and HTML. Pretty sweet. Now I need to figure out how to put the value of the checkbox set. So if I set the default value here to descending on an input and I actually get rid of everything, that actually does work. Did not expect that to work. Default value here. Does that actually work? It does work. Cool. So what I want to do is this. I want the default value to be something like to come from the query string. All right, let's see what you got for me, Stony. Node.js posts to server with array as name attribute. Really need to parse this properly to make it work as intended. Yeah, you do. I think I think I've got it working as intended, but let's say, okay, input, let's see, I should probably read. Each user may input an arbitrary amount of email. I don't know how to post the email properly. I need to turn the name into a real array. Yes. Input first name, last name, birthday, and then here you've got the name equals email at 0. Email to, I see, because the first user has multiple emails, the second user has multiple emails. This is probably not the syntax I would go for, because they actually are conflating F name and L name, but maybe that's not a problem. So this would be email 1. Like this should probably be F name 0, and this would be, or F name 1, L name 1, B day 1, right? Comes sort, column direction, column direction. Okay, I think I understand what you mean. So here you would have like sort by 0 and the value is name, and then here you would have sort direction 0 and the whatever value is ascending or descending, right? Something like that. I think that's what you were saying. And then when I submit that, whatever, boop, boop, search, then what we would have is, now I fight against myself. I don't know if I'm fighting against myself. I think I had a pretty good system. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. I think I get what you're saying. I don't know if that's what I want to do, because, yeah. I don't know. I think I had a pretty good system. I think this is pretty clear too. Sort by his name, sort direction name, and then sort by ID, and then we can modify the sort direction ID. Let me see if I can take it offline and figure that out, what you're saying, and see if that makes sense. Sometimes I don't think so clearly on the streams, if you know what I mean. Okay, so let's get this default value set up. Sort 0 column, sort 0 direction. And then sort 1 column, sort 1 direction, and then the value would set whatever those are, the column and the direction. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Each have their own value. Yes, each would have their own value. I'll see. I'll play with that. Okay, so the default value depends on if, let's actually undo that. Default value is going to be query sort direction. So query at sort direction name. So I think I don't actually need these little backticks. Oops. Or ascending. So let's see if I got that right. I've got the sort direction set to ascending. Let's get rid of that. We still have it set to ascending. If I change that to descending, we've got that right. And if I set that to ascending and submit and it reloads, it's using that. Perfect. Just grab this same thing, pass it down here. I think these I want to have as ascending by default. Or I guess I could just have it be undefined, right? Would that be an issue? Maybe, maybe not. This should be ID. Cool. The backend has one array for sort with key value objects with column and direction. I can do a billion sort options with this too, though. Like, I have 2 sort options, and if I want to add more, I can just add another one that says, you know, copy this and paste it, and then instead of ID, I would change this all to like, what is this? This would be like, I don't know, created, right? And then this would be created. And this would work. That was kind of the point, is that it is flexible enough to support a billion, whatever. Just trying to think with me. Yeah. No, I get it. I'm not trying to fight. I'm not pushing back. But I think that we're both kind of trying to accomplish the same thing and going about it. Yeah, many ways to Rome. I think that we're both successfully, or have an approach to successfully do this, which is great because this was like the most complicated thing. And so now that that is solved, I think that we have, yeah, the sort direction. For this specific UI, I may actually not support multiple sort, but the fact that we do support it is kind of cool. Maybe I should, though. You know, the only thing I don't like about this approach, and I think this is going to apply for whatever system. No. Your system would work better. Your system would totally work better. And the reason is because you can explicitly list the order in which things go. Oh, your laptop's dying? Oh no. So I have a question though. If I say that I want to create an array, const array equals this, and then I said something like ARR at I don't know, even just like 1 equals 1. So I would have an empty array. Cool. And then I could say ARR at 0 equals 0, and then yeah, okay. I think I want to do things your way. I think you have the right approach. That is clever. Press enter, it died. Wait, so is your laptop dead, or are you on a different device, or what? Oh boy, this is going to be great, because I just spent a majority of this stream figuring out this very difficult challenge with the wrong solution. And now I have to try and figure out how to get back to a good solution. So, because the sort order matters, this is gonna kill me. This is gonna be the death of me. So I'm gonna say sort by 0, right? And then we're gonna say sort direction 0. And then here we're going to say sort by 1, and here we're going to say sort direction 1. Right? And query.search. This is going to be query at sort by 0. And get rid of that. I'm gonna stop before I make too many changes. This is going to be query at sort direction 0. Laravel has all this madness figured out so well. Yeah. I mean, you know, part of this whole stream series that I am working through is figuring out these very difficult things, not because there isn't already solved solutions, but because it's, in my opinion, it's a pretty interesting challenge to solve. And if you ever have to step outside of these solved problems, I'm reinventing the wheel here, but if you ever have to step away from those solved problems, you have an approach that makes sense. Okay, so I think I've got this sorted. Let me change these up a bit and submit. So now we should have our query constructed, which means I have to go to my backend and grab this data, and we're going to say okay, so now we have something interesting to work with. I'm going to say, let me log through these things and see if I can just look at the data itself. Console log thing. You not want sort. Column is name, direction is async. I do want that. I do want that eventually, because eventually that's what gets constructed into the parameters, the search parameters, like the params order by needs to be an array eventually. We'll solve that. That's where we're going to get to. So with that in place, what have we got? Oh, close that. With that in place, we've got search, and then sort by, and sort direction, and sort direction. And we don't have cool. Ah, okay, so you're saying column and then direction. Yeah. Gotcha. So instead of Okay, so not sort by. Oops, I did actually want that, please. There we go. This would be sort. And then I think I actually want it to be period. Or maybe semicolon. Ooh, that's not looking good. Okay. The problem with this is this makes the syntax really hard to. I'd have to use regex. But then this would be like column. Do it like this. All right, I'll just do it like that. And then this is going to be sort 0 direction, right? That's what you're telling me to do. I'm just going to listen. And let's see if we can get just one thing. Reduce the amount of data we're working with. Reload. We're going to sort by name and that. And then the information that we actually get is sort 0 column is name. Sort 0 direction is descending. All right, if you know what we're doing, if you like regex, you're going to be leading. You're going to be driving the ship on that one. Okay, so with our query parameters, we're dealing with a number of things. We need something that maybe doesn't have this syntax. The hard part is to parse it to an array on the back end. Yeah, I think I can figure that out. So where we've got the key, right? I'm gonna take this guy out and let's actually just deal with them one at a time here. Key and value. And we've got the key is this. This is going to be a challenge. Yeah, lesson 1. I know regex. I did not want this to turn into a regex episode. Regex101.com. Okay. Here's my string, and then I've got my direction, and I want to target like sort. Nope. / character, and then what do I want? A capture group with anything, and then that ends there. Wait, is this not? Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I need to close that. Close that, and then I need another capture group that is anything till the end, right? Something like that. So I've got group 1 is 0. I mean, I actually got it first try, right? So I've got my column, and then I've got my index, and I've got the column, and then I've got the direction. And then what I need to do, what up, Phils? You are just in time to catch the fun we're having with regex. Whee! Are you and Stony not in the same machine today? No way that is the correct thing. Oh, and you actually put the names on it. Good on you. Look at that. I had no idea how to do that. So I don't think we need this first. Oh, I should probably put that in the screen so other people can see. Yeah, I never put the name on it, but ARR is the name of the array. Just got home from work. So I think what we want here, this question mark, is I don't think we need. I think we want this inside of the brackets, like that. All right. Incomplete group structure. What? Yeah, but you see, your capture group is also including the square brackets, which I would like to avoid if I can. And somehow this is now okay. So let's go square brackets on the outside and square bracket on the outside. Cool. That way I got the index, I've got and the key. Cool. You had more than one time that your chat in Twitch is not working. I see. Oh yeah, I see your chat. Okay, so Peter says no. Uno momento. I see your chat. So this is my regex pattern because regex is so fun. Let's say const sort regex equals this, and it should actually be like that and that. And then we say, oof, what do we got here? We've got the key and the value. Okay. Oh no, I get it. I really respect regex and it's great, but it also bites you in the butt a lot of the time. I think this one is safe enough. I'm even going to put, you know what I like to do? Hot tip is add a link to the regex 101. You put it in there. That should have a double thing. There you go. And then this is going to be something like grabs. So you found a bug in your chat switcher. Grabs the. Yeah, I'm not sure I need this first. This first thing as well. verify. Okay. Let's see. Regex. Very fun. Grabs the different parts to sort query params, whatever. So that's going to be the key, right? Just the key is going to match this thing. And then the value is going to be the name. Okay. Oh man, this is a lot of work I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, I saw that you guys had that. It switches the Twitch chat, right, from the right side of the screen to the left. That's pretty clever. Wouldn't that just isn't that just a CSS thing? It just like injects some CSS and maybe says. It might be more complicated than I'm making it sound, but. So it switches the chat to the left. Does it also switch the follow channels? Like, let me see. If I pull this up, right? I open this. Let's do this down below. Oh, now I've got some inception happening. But wouldn't it just do something like this where we go to elements? And is this just one giant flex thing, maybe? Okay, we've got the right column. Oh, no, you probably need some JavaScript. Because you basically need to pull it out from inside of here and move it over here somewhere. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, Mr. Stoney. You are right that this approach is making my life so complicated. So let's see if I can figure this out. That's my sort key regex. And let's see if sort key regex dot, what is it? Test. For some reason I always feel better doing this sort of stuff in the browser. Let's see. Test. And we want to take one of these, right? To be true. So if it matches that, matches the key, then we can say log. We're just going to move this thing down. So in the event of a match like that, we have name and direction. So that's great. Okay. I basically want to do this same logic if it's there. So I actually want to pull out some variables and say Okay, I think I have the logic figured out. The key actually needs to be modified so that it is only the first part of that test. So how do I grab the, whatever, the different parts of this regex? I'm going to say, if the key, or if the key matches that, then we're going to say key dot match sort key regex. And this actually shouldn't be just sort key regex, but that's fine. Let's say, okay. Const s equals that. Const r equals that. R dot test s, that should be true, and then s dot match r gives me the different parts. And I've got the groups, okay. R index and key, cool. So we can say const groups equals key dot match regex console log the groups, and what we will have I need match at 0. And that is not what I was looking for. How do I get these groups? Execute. Got it. Today. Oh, because I didn't even put the groups in there. So we want the regex dot execute on key, and then we want to grab the groups off of that. Cool. So we should have the groups then. That gives me, yep, an object with a array, sort index 0, key is column and direction. And I don't really like the name array. I want, I don't know, maybe like type. Parameter. How about just key? Yeah, just keep using key. That's fine. Now, because then we have key here. We have the index and then the... that's the key. Okay, I see. Parameter, index, and key. Cool. Which means if we have that set, and I also need the value. This is very complicated, but we've got the key as direction, the value is descending, the index is 0, and the parameter is sort. then if we have this, what I just need to do is re-declare what the value is to a new object, and I have to redeclare what key is. Key equals groups at param, I think. Let's see. Oh, and null check your groups with well, if it passes the test though, I should have groups, no? Or key is groups here, if that's what you meant. It feels like it's very close. But essentially, by the time I get down here, I want the query at sort right, because I'm destructuring this, right? I think I need one more variable here that's just like index, let index, and we'll set that. I think this is maybe going to work. We'll see. But let's see. Okay, so I've got my key. I want my key to be set to groups at param. So that essentially rewrites this string to just sort. Groups at param. I don't know. That sounds like a bad name too. And then I need value to be reset to an object. I need index to be set. Index equals groups at index. And then I need the value No, I need to check if the thing exists. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, but if you pass it, having this test on the key should assume that this is going to be fine, I think. Okay. This is where we have to... Oh, this is so complicated. The value is going to be direction descending. Is that right? You need to make an array with the name from your group.param. Yeah, I know. So essentially, I need to check if the array already exists, and say something like if array.is array query at key, right? So if the array has already been defined, then I just need to, or if it's not defined, then I can say like query at key equals an empty array. What is this? What did you just send? Oh no, I don't see it in the chat. Let's see here. Array and array with object, nice. Oh, I see what you have now. So we have that in the groups already, right? You can use dynamic value to create a variable name, right? Yeah. But so you're saying that, well, I need that array to already be defined at some point. So here, right, where we're setting the query properties, right? We're saying the query key, at this point, key should be defined as sort. So we're saying query.sort equals an array if it's not defined. And then here, we're going to say that query at sort equals return your value of groups up parameter. Or query at key at the index equals the value, essentially what I have here. But then the value, what is the value? The value needs to be no, it's not the value. It does. Well, I need to define this. Hold on. It needs to either be what is already at that index, that, or an object. I think this is what you're going for, something like that. The end goal is trying to accomplish a dynamic amount of arrays no matter what your form gives. Yes, same as me. If query equals that, should it not be then query.key equals that? It should. Not dot key though. It's query at a dynamic entry of key. Here, line 12, yes, query is an object, but eventually what I want this to be is like sort is some array, right? Sort is an array, and inside of which we have an object. Yes, Stony, we are on the same page of the end goal. The form is the one in charge. Okay, we've got that, and then the value just needs to be, let's see, what am I doing? We need to put the direction of ascending or descending, which is the groups.key. So then we can say value at groups.key equals, I messed this up because I need this value. Okay, so we're gonna say const item equals that, and then we're gonna say item there equals the value that we got, and then we should be done. We got it first try. Now you already lost the array with the right name. What? Now you already lost the array with the right name. No, the array should be here. This is the array that I should either already have, or because the problem is I'm going to have sort of column and sort of the index 0 direction, right? Yeah. I think I think within the three of us, we should figure out how this is supposed to work. So it is super complex. But the good news is, like you said, once we have this solved, it doesn't matter. Once we have this solved, we solve it once, and then every form just works declaratively to say, like, as complex as we want, and we don't have to ever look at this code ever again. Okay, so if we have that, then I think we have set up the thing. We may not need to go any further, so let's see if I can get this working with just one form. So we hit search by name and we search, and that sets something up, and then I have no idea what this is going to look like. So let's see what the query looks like at this point. Query, do I have any other console logs going on that we need to get rid of? No, okay. Reload, check out the console. I think we're close. This should not be an array with name ascending. Yeah, I'm gonna call this in a minute, but this ideally would have been an array. Sort should have been an array with an object of, okay, I think because this messed it up. Okay, so if we've got that, let's throw a continue at the end there. And then let's see what we have as a result. We have sort is an empty array, which doesn't sound right. No, it. Sort 0 direction. Okay. If query at key is not an array, query at key equals that. That should be good. That's where we set up sort equals an array. And then value is not quite right because we need this actually to be... No, this is right. Then we set up an item. Query at key. This is so complicated. PHP for the win! Yeah. Yeah, probably. I'm not pushing anything. No, I am pushing something because I'm setting the index. Okay. Column is name, direction ascending. Is it because... No... Does this need to be a number? I don't think so. No, we've got two different items that should be the same item. They need to give the index array a value. So, I need to give the index array a value. So here, this should be the array. And then here, I'm targeting the index. So I should be grabbing for two different keys with the same thing, which I'm saying, yeah, sort 0 column and sort 0 direction. Yeah, assign it directly instead of putting a key of nothing into var. Assign it, which line? Here I'm grabbing the index. So let's see what we've got. Okay. Query key index equals value. Well, yeah, but it shouldn't actually be the value. Because we want the value eventually should be something like sort is like an array with something that has like column of name and direction of descending. So we can't use push because push appends something to the end of the array, and ultimately we need to keep the index of the, we're trying to assign the index of the array. So that way we can, it doesn't matter what order the query parameters are in. If I explicitly say this query parameter is for the index 0 and this query parameter is for the index 1, or if I like switch the order of that, it doesn't matter what order the query parameters are in. We're being explicit about the order that they should enter into the array, because ultimately the order matters when we actually apply the sort. All right, let's see what you got here. Oh, yeah, duh. I'm not actually adding the item to the array. You guys are smart. That was so dumb. So it's this thing. This was the missing line. Y'all are smart. We're basically grabbing the item, updating the item, but then we didn't actually reset the item. You're smart, I'm dumb. Look at that. Figured it out. You're the best, I'm the worst. You're handsome, I'm ugly. Oh, man, that is complicated. This code is probably going to want some refactoring, but let's see. No, I don't actually think that stuff, but thanks, Phils. You're great. So with this in place, we should actually be able to go back to our form, re-enable. Oh boy, Stony, I'm so glad that you stuck around today, because I thought I had a good, well, I did have a good approach, but I thought I had an approach that was going to work, and you did call out the one thing, that it was not going to be super scalable. So let's see what we've got. We want to be able to set the sort.column, and I'm going to go ahead and change this to sort.dir of the first item, and default checked should be sort call. Thanks, got this. Yes, it is a team effort. No, I was just having fun. I'm not really that hard on myself. Okay, so then we've got sort one column and sort one column, and then sort one direction. So with that in place, we should be able to say that the name is that. We want descending. Name should be first, then sort by ID. We get, as a result, our sort has the first index of name wants to be descending, which was right. ID wants to be ascending, which was correct. We don't have it correct in the UI, but we do have that right. I think I'm going to have to call this a day, fellas, because I have some people that... what is... Oh, this is too good. I missed a... That deserves a little shout out. There you go. Too funny. All right. I'm gonna get the UI fixed and call it a day. So, do I have to do like... I just need to check if the query on this end has... Oh, that's a little bit complex. That's it. I'm gonna call it. I think we did brilliantly. you can remove the bulk and directly assign it after making the initial array. I think this should actually be, instead of sort, let's change this all to sort by. Sort by. Yeah, that was an adventure, and I'm glad everyone was around for that. If I hit this, we have sort by. Yeah, we have dir and dir. We don't have the what we're actually sorting by, so I really kind of want to get that to work though. That would be up here. If the search params has sort by, which it would not, because now we're doing sort by with all of these weird things. So we're going to say if query sort by, and params.order by equals that, and then we would loop over each one of those. So go for of, yes, this should work. Each one of the things in here, set a value in my input. You mean this one? And like name? Oh, that's not, oh, whoops. And we'll do that and search. So if sort by length, then we can say for each item in sort by, going to grab the column and the direction. This is what I'm working on. Sort by equals, and this is now the item. Sort by is going to be item.call.trim, just in case there's something else in there. And then direction is going to be the same thing. Oops, trim is a function. Going to be item.dir. And then we don't need this anymore because that was the old way of doing things. So we have items.orderby.push, and we've got the key, and we've got that. So I think that might actually work. What is that little thing? I have no idea what that is. Okay, cannot read undefined, reading trim. That's because I have no idea. For of hyperfist. Oh, first. Hyperfirst. Not hyperfist. Oh, I'm gonna get myself in trouble one of these days. Params order by, cool. I think what we can do is make sure that we have this console log query.sort by should exist there. There it is. Queries. No, we don't. Where's? That's where I'm logging my query. Query sort by should exist. A little love. It's a wheel. Reading undefined. Reading trim. Where is trim? Oh, no. Search trim should have something. These are the only places I'm using trim. Okay. We do have... okay. Got it. Because it could be undefined. That makes sense. Two... here and here, and then we have to say last part is if we have sort by that's it, because we don't need the direction. The direction will default to something else. No, we do need a direction. Oh, but it'll be defined regardless, so cool, we're good. Ah, my camera died. Sorry. Yeah, I think it can only hang for like a couple hours, and then the battery goes. Alright, let's finish this up. That should be it. Looks like we've got... I want to sort by name ascending, which I think we have, and then I want to sort by ID descending, and it worked. Oh, okay. That's it. That's it. That's it for the day. Functionality is working. We've got it. It's super complicated, but it is a write once and one and done sort of thing. Now we shouldn't have to mess with any of this ever again, but we can add more and more complex stuff. So just by modifying the front end. That's pretty cool. Do I still love you, Austin? Of course I still love you. You're Stony Eagle. It's complex, tiny ads. Yeah. Is it worth all of the complexity? Well, this app is gonna blow up, so good thing we're not gonna have to deal with the technical debt later on, because we've solved it. We solved all of our problems today. Thanks to you. Alright, y'all, that is as far as I'm gonna go today. This was probably the most complicated thing that I was going to try and solve. So from here on out, it should be a lot more just having fun. Extract this to its own function and use it in every project. Yeah, seriously, once you have this sort of solution finally solved, this is like a big one and done sort of thing. Some of the values may change, like ascending and descending, you may actually want to spell those out, or instead of col and dir, you might spell out column and direction, or whatever key. But I think this is good. It's from the movie Puff Puff Pass. Just watch it. Will do. Anyway, it's Friday, y'all. That means tomorrow's Saturday, so have a wonderful weekend. And let me see if there's anyone on ljtech.ca. It's usually working on some cool stuff, so I'm going to send a raid over there. Raid tech.ca. Oh, and let's go on into the weekend on a high note, because this is very cool. Very, very cool. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, Tony. Special shout out to you. I owe you a beer. I owe you 2 beers. See ya.